Yes, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Binti Agus. Today I would like to present the PSM2 by using a poster. So I will like to inform that I changed my title, Prevalence Study Injuries Manufacturing Industry by using risk control. Before that, allow me to speak in Dwi Bahasa if I can't translate in English. So we start from abstract. So physical injuries are injuries that often happen to individual, although not necessarily in workplace. Accidents can happen anyway. So as we know, even we go out for walking, through or everything, we can predict that accidents will happen to ourselves. So next is this study was conducted because most workplaces occur involving physical injuries to employee. So risk control methods are implemented to reduce physical injury to ensure that employees are also always in safe condition. So method of this study is collecting primary data to data accident accident report. Um, First aid record and then medical letter reports, which is medical certificate. So data analysis for this study will be transferred to the biography by using Microsoft Excel, and also for all summarize for this study is all the data analyzed in chapter 4 will be recommendations in chapter 5 of this study. And lastly, statistics from the major accident report data source show that starting in 2018 until 2020 and increasing starting equal and more injuries are occurring on the part of steel billet manufacturing. So I can simplify tell that most of the work activity uh, involve penyumbang terbesar yang kemalangan berlaku di syarikat adalah daripada steel billet section. Next is in the introduction. An accident is defined as incidents arising out of in connecting with work that result in a fatal injury or non-fatal. So accidents that often occur are caused by high-risk work activity. So physical injury and let me continue. Allow me to continue. Sorry for my bad internet connection. So accident that often occur are caused by high risk work activity. So physical injury that are often experienced, such as burn, ankle sprain, and injuries and wounds on the back. So we can see from chapter 3 that I show in table most of them suffer from suffer from accident is burn, ankle sprain, and hand injury and wounds on the back. Next is a methodology. So methodology is first is collecting past data record. I collect three data, raw data material, which is accident, medical reports, and first aid reports. The purpose of collecting data is to reduce physical injury from occurring and implement risk control. So it's determined to the prevalence of physical injury that often occur in manufacturing industry from 2018 until 2020. So analyze data collection. After the data was compiled, I will analyze and I will conduct a control measure by using GHA and also root cause analysis. Next is obsession on work area. Even though I just use data collecting, I also go for observation on work area, which is I ask them what is the root cause why the accident was happen. Either they're not aware or they're not follow the SOP or employee not being trained about safety and health in the work environment. Next is implement risk control. As I say before that I will implement risk control after I know the highest work activity that always happen, that always menjadi penyumbang kepada kemalangan dan statistik tertinggi di syarikat yang menyebabkan kemalangan kepada pekerja, and I also use root cause analysis to conduct a control measure. Last is the result will be summarized in chapter 5. Next, I will explain about the result and discussion, which is we can see here the percent of accidents from 5 years, starting from 2018 until 2020, we can see the melting work activity is the most higher and the most menjadi penyumbang terbanyak kepada kemalangan di syarikat dan di kawasan tempat kerja. Next is a scrap processing plant, and followed by maintenance. And the lowest is from power production, stable in oxygen plant. It can only happen because when it happens, it's not gonna harm one person in the work activity, but it also can harm all the employee in the workplace. Because such as we can give example from oxygen plant, once bila ia berlaku sebarang kemalangan di oxygen plant, which is it can explosive all of the things in workplace. So next we can see the first stat report, which is most of the consumption things is a Panadol starting from 2019, which is I already asked why they always take medicine such as Panadol, because they always feel dizziness. Because why they always feel dizziness? Because they are most of the time they always exposed to heat, to the sun, so they always feel dizziness when doing work. So that's why they always take Panadol consumption. Second, we can see the statistic. Second highest, we can see a burn aid cream and plaster, which is, as I mentioned before, most of the highest accident happen is the physical injury. So they all when the accident happens, most of them will suffer from burns, wound on the back, and hands injuries. And next is last, I will explain about the medical certificate. We can see this graph, which is we can see 2020. The most highest collecting is accident in factory. Most of them will get a medical certificate from clinic panel. The highest period times rest is 9 days, which is to ensure the no effect on the ward, which is pekerja yang mengalami kemalangan akan diberi rehat yang panjang untuk memastikan kebolehtahanan atau tahap mereka bekerja, sehingga adakah luka itu masih boleh dibawa ke kerja atau luka itu akan dibiarkan sembuh sehingga mereka dibenarkan untuk bekerja. So they will come to the clinic panel and doctor will check if they're allowed to work, they will go allowed to work. Okay, and we can see here common illness is always when the employee always say that they get fever, they will take 2 or 1 days off and not come to work. So next we go to risk control. So our supervisor will be charged of monitoring each region. So if an employee is involved a small accident or suffer body injury, employee will report to the employee safety and health department. So this is because they are not finished with the use. It is said to be heavy and hot when using it. So risk control can be carried out twice a week, 3 times a month. So this some of explain help workers to always be aware of dangers around them. Observation of the use PPE that needs to be emphasized. All the party is critical or worker to wear on job. So this explain this bundle. Most of responsibility for the risk control in workplace is safety and health department. So if they not use PPE, safety and health department will appoint them to wear, and with most of the injuries in workplace, they will find a risk control to ensure that no accident will be happen. So observation of the PPE. So PPE, bila penggunaan PPE itu tidak digunakan, so pekerja akan diberi warning later, dan semua pekerja akan dipastikan untuk menggunakan PPE. Sekiranya PPE itu tidak selesa digunakan, maka risk control atau observation untuk cari penambahbaikan dengan mencari fleksibel untuk supaya mereka senang untuk gunakan PPE. Okay, last but not least is a conclusion. So as we know, every individual, whether adult and child, priorities safety and health is a result. We must also be alert to surrounding and utilize personal protective equipment. So this is critical since PPE is the final component in his hierarchy, and it also can ensure that employees do not risk any serious bodily harm. So PPE, the most thing we have, the most part to use. So it's help people or it's help person not to expose to any harm, not to expose of any hazard in the workplace. And you can see next is literature that I refer to work-related injury, definition of physical injury and prevention injury. And last is my reference. I got from reference from few research about safety in the workplace. I think that's all from me. Thank you and sorry for not being able to speak good in English, and I try to make a panel and lecturer to understand what I'm going to talk about my study, and I hope in the future I can do more better. Thank you, and sorry for my internet connection, and have a nice day. Thank you.